again, now I have to qualify this because, we're in the dating, love, and relationships arena right now. And so I've seen, and I've been, hands up, I've been one of these women who has sacrificed my own sense of need for other people. Now, that's not what service is. Like people pleasing, not knowing how to have boundaries, giving way to a narcissist all the time. All that is not what we're talking about here in terms of service. Service, true service, comes from a place of being abundant in ourselves. So that's the thing of like, we can't put the mask on somebody in a plane. The plane's going down and you've got the masks come out. You have to put the mask on yourself first. You have to fill your own cup first, and then you can look after the people next to you. So, yeah. So what's interesting about the science now is that they're beginning to be able to look at the very smallest particles and understand that particles don't behave in the same way that things do in the material world. So how is this relevant to this topic, and how is this relevant for you to find true love? And if I have to sum it up, it's going to be this. It's about healing the crack in your consciousness, healing the crack in your consciousness that has led to there being lack or heartbreak, separation, divorce, issues, problems, chronic challenges in your relationship, scarcity. So, and what are my qualifications for being able to teach this? Well, my qualifications are quite simply that I was the one who was brought to my knees. I was utterly lost in a way that I expect some of you are here today. We're experiencing it now. The challenges of a lack of love can come in many forms: betrayal, conflict, loneliness, isolation, resentments, jealousies, bullying, abuse, abandonment, accidents, addictions, or simply just not having the companionship that we want in our life. And I had so many of those things in my life, in my 20s and 30s. I was a very lost, very hurt person, and I had a lot of terrible things that I walked through. And I know that may be hard to believe, to see me now, because I had in many ways I had a privileged childhood. I came from a middle upper class English family. I had a private education and all the rest of it. However, I was spiritually and emotionally bankrupt because of the things that happened to me in my childhood. And that led to me being homeless, being violently raped, putting myself in really terrible situations where I really suffered. And I was very, very unhappy, but don't feel sorry for me, because I'm okay, because I came through it. Like Tina Turner, she came through that and she went on to have an amazing career. So one of the things I want to just say to you is that when you've had bad experiences, as some of you may know, what happens is that there is a direction of fire that the neurons in the brain have got used to firing in a certain direction. So a good example, I often quote this example, is a dog that has been beaten. The dog has been beaten and beaten, or a human being who has been beaten. And so that dog, every time a hand goes out to stroke the dog, to be friendly, the hand gets bitten. The dog bites the hand because the dog only knows abuse. So that's an extreme example, but it's a much more subtle thing when it comes to human beings. So it may not be that you even suffered abuse, but you maybe had neglect. You maybe just didn't get the information about how to really have love in your life, how to have healthy love in your life. And so neurologically, you're going to have to retrain those brain connections to start to fire in a different direction. So in the case of the dog, by patiently being tender and kind and gentle and with the dog, then the dog will eventually, not always though, but mostly change and be open to your friendship and your love. And as it is, in a very simplistic explanation as this is, for us human beings too. So there may be things, as in that model I showed you at the beginning, where we go around the circle, the red circle, we have to clear the issues, we have to start creating new ones, a new, better model. And that is very much, has been my experience. And so I'm just going to finish with this brief story. So I remember I was living in, I was in my late 30s, I think, and I placed an ad in the local paper, well, not the local paper, in the Times newspaper in London. Was it? Yeah, when I was going out on a date. So I got all dressed up and I had my little skirt on and I was going down to get into my car to drive to this. And as I was going down to my car, I was singing. I was humming. And I stopped myself and I thought, oh my gosh, Lorrayn, you are happy. This is what happiness is. This is what, do you know? I didn't know. I didn't know what happiness really was. And I was like, wow, I feel happy. This is what it feels like. I was doing something I enjoyed and my life had got, was in reasonably good order at that point. And so these points of happiness that you can experience in your life, which can be from anything. It could be the way the sun is coming through the window. It could be, just sharing a coffee with a friend. It could be feeling how fit your body is when you go and exercise. It could be knowing that you're good at your job. Whatever it is, those feelings are what one of my other teachers, who is amazing, as Dr. Joe Dispenza, he talks about these are an elevated emotion. It's an elevated emotion of happiness, of joy, of accomplishment, of things flowing. And if you can bring that feeling into your life and bring it into your everyday life and start to connect with the peace that is in every single day, then it multiplies and it becomes more. So right now, you could have be feeling an elevated emotion about your potential partner that you might meet. Let's just share, if you could you share with me a positive emotion in the chat that would be something that you might be able to amplify, to elevate, to increase? So what would be a positive emotion that you would like to have more of in your life? Let's put this in the chat. This is a really good exercise because it, gratitude. Yes, that's a big one, isn't it? Gratitude. Absolutely. What else? Peace. Indeed. Yes. Enthusiasm towards life. I love it. Absolutely. What else? Everybody, all of you, put something in. Laughter. Yes. Self-love. Okay. Self-confidence. Feeling self-confident. Yeah. Everybody put something in the chat. Just by doing this, you're already going to be tapping into that. Stability. Well done. Yeah. Motivation. Feeling motivated. Feeling certain. Confidence. Feeling energetic. Excited. Yeah. Peaceful. Wonderful. Independent. Yes. Free. Yes. Happy. Yes. Anything else? Anything else in it? That's great. Just by saying these words, we start to connect with these concepts. And so again, I'm not advocating here that we don't look at the things that are wrong. That's not what I'm saying here. But what I'm saying, there is a science around learning how to be able to be in the material present world, as well as understanding that love is an energy and that we can tap into that energy. And if we do that, then we are powerful beyond measure. You are powerful beyond measure and can create miracles in your life.